Oh, there's audio. There's audio. You just couldn't hear me because I wasn't speaking loud. I was doing the Doug thing. There's got a Doug show's got to start with no audio. I could not think of how to not do audio, so I just said, but you guys thought there was no audio. Ah, gotcha. Anyway, good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening, or whatever, depending on where you are at in the world. Alice Jones was, AJ was first, Rick Lakes was second, Brian Lightfoot was third. I am your host, Ken Deep. Today I'll be covering for Doug Stout, who once again decided he had other things to go do. Martin Hogg joins us. Hello, Martin. And man, I if I get a half hour in, then we better go out and check and make sure the sun's still in the sky and we're still rotating because I don't know that that's going to happen. So yeah, I realize that was kind of a lame thing to do with the audio, but the video is gone. Actually, we can make that happen. The video's easy. That's just a single click and no video. Um, I've been up since about 10. I got up to get some things done. Hello, John. Hello, Charlie. Good to see both of you. Let me bring this back. I think this is it right here. There we go. Got a little bit more cleaning done. I found a couple more little things that kind of are interesting that the nieces left me, and uh, Turtle's going away sometime today. I haven't decided. Am I actually going to take it somewhere and you know give it to a pet store to try to sell? I think red ear sliders might be illegal to own in Indiana. I think at one time I knew that or heard that or something. I don't know. And then again, Mike Wojak joins us. Hello, Mike. I don't know that since it's been domesticated for who knows how long would yeah Goodwill. There you go. I do have about 5 boxes of Goodwill stuff to take, and yeah, we've already considered that, Brian. We considered taking a picture of the turtle prior, and then a picture of the empty shell, and then a picture of some soup with some chunks of something in there, and saying, My first attempt at turtle soup turned out really good." Yeah, some people would see the humor in it. Some people would not. The turtle's still sitting in my living room, AJ, um, or Al J, sorry. They neglected to take it along with a bunch of other stuff. So I texted them about it. I got basically no answer until yesterday. And that answer was, "We don't want it. We don't have the room. You can keep it or take it to a pet store." Uh, I'm not keeping it. I just the It's incredibly quiet around here now at night, and when that turtle bumps up against anything and bumps it up against the aquarium, I mean, it is literally like a little snap, but it sounds like an explosion. I got out of bed last night because I literally thought somebody was coming through one of the doors or walls or something, and then I realized it's the turtle moving around at night. They're nocturnal. I'm finding that out because what I do is I put the heat lamp on for a couple of hours. It's got to have heat, I guess. And he jumps up on his little rock and sunbathes, basically. And just as soon as I turn that off, I think the turtle assumes that it's nighttime because there's no other lights on, and he starts moving around. And he's not real agile. I think that's either that or there's just too much stuff in the aquarium, which is probably a combination of both. Actually, there is quite a bit of stuff in there. Um, but yeah, I don't want it. I may keep it long enough until the food runs out. They did leave a little bit of food that's in this little box thing sitting beside it. Um, Found it's just like Doug would say from Frozen, let it go, let it go, let it go. Anyway, it was Monday. Going to be hot already today. We are at, and I don't know I know we're in the 80s. I do know that. 87 degrees at noon here in Indianapolis, Indiana. So I don't have anything. I don't have any emails to show you. I don't have any tech issues. I don't have any comments to show you. My comments are, if I get 5 comments a day, I'm doing really, really, really well. And they're generally just, hey, nice show, or watching, or supporting, or something along those lines. I don't ever get anything about, well, I have this problem. How would I fix it? Sometimes, and I do mean sometimes, fish stores will take their creatures back. Yeah, they'll take it back for free. I mean, I'm not out to make any money off of it by any means or stretch of the imagination. Um, and if I were to send a text message saying, "Hey, I want the turtle out of here by 5 o'clock tonight," they would write me back or text me back and probably say, "Well, then that's your problem, not ours." Um, and getting their mom and dad involved is like talking to this ink pen. That's as good as it. The turtle was my niece's. Actually, the turtle was my. Um, I have a natural niece from my brother, and then I have a step niece by marriage to his wife. And I'm not sure which niece it was, so I just say the nieces. Like my natural niece calls her mom and dad the parents. Well, I'm just going to call them the nieces. They had a cat. And that cat didn't last but about 3 or 4 days, and I didn't think the turtle would be here that long either. It's still here. Maybe one of these days I'll shoot a little video of said turtle and post it on something. I don't know. Who knows? It may get me 500,000 views. Um, just seen a chat saying Microsoft is removing legacy driver from Windows Update. I haven't been searching anything yet this morning. About 11:30, I set everything up, then took my breakfast, came in and checked my email. And that was the extent of my searching this morning. I haven't done anything. I'll do all that here right after the show ends. I did watch a Dave's Garage thing last night. He was explaining the why we call the C drive the C drive, and I found that to be interesting until it got to the point where it was so far over my head that I basically gave it a like and stopped watching it. I found the first part of it was really interesting because it was explaining how this C drive came to be identified. And then after that, you got into soft connections and hard connections and this connection and that connection, and then it just and he I needed pictures and arrows and 8 by 10 photographs. And someone knows the name of that, let me know. Don't believe everything you hear on the internet. Well, of course, if it's on the internet, it's true. It's either happened or gonna happen. Did get a text from Greg Guy this morning. He says he's expecting temperature in Maryland to be between 100 and 110 degrees. Pretty doggone warm. I don't think there's anywhere in the United States right now where it's comfortably like under 80. Um, our indoor house here is 75. I set it to that. I think no, I jacked it up to 77. And it's comfortable in here. I'm quite fine with how it feels in here. I did move my mouse dongle and keyboard dongle yesterday. I moved it from the USB hub. I attached it to a USB extension cord, for lack of not knowing what it's called, that I plugged into the back of the machine into a USB 3 port A, and it is literally half a finger above where the mouse and keyboard sit on this shelf of mine. No issues so far. The issue before used to be I would start typing, and I'd be 4 or 5 words into typing. I'd look at what I'm typing into, and there's no letters there. It was that bad of a connection. And I had this problem before when I was in the other room, and that's what solved it. I just put it as close to it as I could, and it worked just fine. Now, so far, I haven't had any issues, and I'm hoping, knock on wood, that I don't have any issues. By the way, when I knock on wood, do you hear it, or do you just see me pounding on my head? John Williams, 87 degrees right now in Madison. Air conditioner is purring. Yeah, mine's running. Um, Long Dog did something goofy yesterday. He created a Windows 7 virtual machine. I spent 2 hours downloading all the drivers and updating for Windows 7. That seems rather odd. Thank you, Tony. Tony says you do hear it. Thank you, Tony, for your text I got this morning. I will get back to you on that. It muchly appreciated, and I can't even begin to put myself in her shoes. Um, can't even begin to. I wouldn't. I mean, I just it's devastating. It really is. I hear you knocking on wood. I think it's I hear you knocking or knock 3 times or something. Anybody got any questions? 19 more minutes, Martin. Let's see if we can get a full 30 minutes in. We may be sitting here doing the silent Filipino thing where we're just sitting here and I'm staring at the camera and you're staring at your screen, staring at me, staring at the camera. But you can't say that 3 times fast. No technical, no questions whatsoever. Anything, any kind of questions. Do you use software called GIMP? I have heard of GIMP. I don't recall ever using GIMP, but I have heard of GIMP. I used Blender briefly, and oh boy, let me tell you, you want to talk about a learning curve. Danielle Emberly, hello Danielle. Anyone building a PC or contemplating a build? I'm not building one currently, however, I have been contemplating building another PC. All the talk on the homies at night of people building PCs for people, and as we all know, Ghetto built his wife a computer that may or may not be up and running. Alex Sheik is about to build a computer for one of his teachers for when he was in school. Um, I don't think that's what got. I was thinking about it long before all that took place, and the problem that I have right now is um, I can't justify having another computer not here for me. That's the problem. If I could justify it, then yes, I would build another one. But there's no I can't justify it. I really can't. I'm better off buying another 16 terabyte hard drive and really sitting down and taking about a week to figure out what I want to consolidate from into the 16 terabyte to delete it off of those drives to free up some space on that. But I mean, that's moving the junk from one drive to the other drive, not really solving anything. Long Dog been thinking you were goofy. AJ's thinking about building one. I get a lot of grief sometimes when I talk about good old faithful level Woods of 7. 7 was good, just as 10 is okay. And I dreaded going to 10, but I have no problems with 10. And 11's okay. I have a 10 machine, I have 11 machine. And I don't have any issues with either one. Um, now, I don't know why I just thought of this, but the one thing I would like to have if I were to build a new computer, and that would be USB ports. There, you just cannot have enough USB ports. Finding that out the hard way, actually. And I do have a USB hub, and it's very handy. It's very useful. Not totally enamored by mini PCs. Mini PCs. Yeah, I second that. I feel basically the same way. I get it. I have a mini PC somewhere. Um, I don't know where it's at, but I do have one. Terry Holzman sent it to me. It's been a good 2, maybe 3 years ago. We were here, or were we here in Illinois? I don't remember. Um, I think we were in Illinois, so it's been at least 4 years because whatever. It's currently still a we situation, even though Lorna hasn't been here since March 22nd. So I guess it's an I situation, and it's not going to change. What do you think of Photopea instead of Adobe? Never heard of it, Martin. Never have heard of it. I will look into it and see what. I like DaVinci. I have settled into DaVinci, and thank you again, Tony, for purchasing the studio version for me. I absolutely love it, and I'm absolutely still barely scratching the surface. But what I do know, we all know what that means, right, Dougie? Good boy, Dougie. Good boy. I do quite well. I don't mean to pat myself on the back or anything, but yeah. Brian Lightfoot missed last night's homie show. Had yeah. I we were talking about that, and I said, well, it's Sunday, and the truck driving son is home, and we get it. We understand. No worries whatsoever. Um, Carrie sent me a mini PC. Today's Carrie's birthday. Well, happy 35 plus years of a birthday to Carrie. I have no idea how old he is. Um, but today's Monday, so in order to comment, you have to be a member. And 57, John says he's 57. All right. So doing a quick math in my head, if he's got 35 plus years, he started being a computer tech at 22. Okay. Zoom is running right now, by the way. I'm the only one that's in there. That seems to be the norm lately. Yeah, that's basically what I've done, Long Dog. I have the luxury, if you will, that my son works in a company that installs security cameras, security systems, and they use hard drive to back up and store their data. And every now and then they just swap them out for some unknown reason. And for a while, he was giving me the drives. I've picked up 6 terabyte, an 8 terabyte, 8 terabyte, 3 terabyte, two. I've picked up a lot of drives, and they all work, and they're all inside the Windows 10 machine. Which, speaking of Windows 10, come October, it will get updated to Windows 11. Now, there's been some discussion on when I go to update it from 10 or upgrade, which is it, update or upgrade? Anyway, when I change it from 10 to 11, there's been some discussion on should, excuse me, should I disconnect my D, my E, my F, and my G drive? My other 4 drives that are internal. Hello, Darren. Darren Gilholm says hi to me, hi to Tony, and hi to someone. Hello, Darren. It's 5 o'clock in the afternoon where Darren's at. Look at the clock up there. It's actually 5:18 or so. Um, and yes, there's a lot of yeses and there's a few nos on this. Um, I think to be safe, because it's not that hard of a deal to do, I should disconnect them just to be safe. That way I know C drive's the only thing that's functioning. That's the operating system drive, and it really can't screw anything else up, theoretically. But I don't have to worry about that for a while. May do a recording of it when I do it. I don't know. I can't use the 11 machine because it's just got DaVinci and DaVinci related materials, JPEGs, PNGs, MOVs, MOUSE, M4s, MP4s. Ken, have you got any thoughts on Zorn? I've never heard of Zorn. The only thing I've heard of Zorn is from the movie Big with Tom Hanks on the boardwalk. That's I've never heard of it. Zorn is a replacement for Windows as it's been developed with that in mind. Has a lot of Windows drivers to enable Windows apps. I'm just asking an opinion. I have, other than you just telling me about it, I know nothing about it. I know there's all kind of alternatives out there. One thing that the guy from Dave's Garage, I guess his name's Dave, touched on last night was Linux, and I think he said Unix. I think I heard that word as well. Um, I don't know. Windows works okay for me. I get there's a lot of things that go on with Microsoft, and we've put ourselves out there a little bit. So I don't know. It would be nice just to have a system where you turn it on and you can do everything you want to do, and you don't have to worry about nothing not working, or you don't have to worry about getting an update for one thing that screws up things for another thing. and vice versa. Jeff Ryman, better late than never, maybe. It's always good to be here. Yeah, you know what I'm trying to say. You're a homie. Ken's Drive 1 has photos. Ken's Drive 2 has copies. Oh, if the it, if you guys only knew the truth in that. On some drives, I have the original, a copy of the copy, a copy of the copy of the copy, um, and then it gets better. It does get better if there is such an animal of getting better. And then in my docking station, I have copies of copies of copies of copies. That's one. That's two. And these are all laptop hard drives. There's no space on these whatsoever. That's three. That's four. This is the one I'm currently working with. This is the one I'm currently trying to get a lot of my grandchildren pictures on. And I think this is 500 gigabyte if I remember right. It's very, very small. And I'm getting it rapidly filled up. Sometimes when I do it through the docking station, it's relatively quick, and there's other times when I do it through the docking station when it seems to take forever. And then we have the ever popular and famous. I know it says a Cronus backup. I no longer use a Cronus. I use Macrium Reflect, but that's not what this is. This drive is currently, oh, you're about to get some bonus coverage here. As soon as I get the mouse to cooperate, I mean, just I move it to the right screen. The mouse works fine. So the drive I just showed you is this drive right here. It's full. It's a 1 terabyte, and it worked perfect for my backup. So my goal is to eventually either get another external and go through the painstaking problem of moving from here to the other one, much bigger, by the way. Or I've got this one's got a lot of space on it. This one's got a lot of space on it. This is my data drive that I'm slowly getting cleaned up. And right now, this is my only problem child. And I can control it. It's TV shows, movies, and that's it. Nothing else. That's all that's on there. And I have full control over that. Now, is that going to go back to Zoom? Or are we going to be. Oh, what happened here? Are you guys seeing me on. I seem to be missing. Oh, no. I see OBS. Uh huh. Uh huh. Uh huh. Take on Jaws. It's not live. Oh, I don't understand. I'm back. There we go. 7 drives. Oh my gosh. Probably. Let's see. I got 4 loose, 5 loose. I got the 4 laptop drives and the one there. So that's 5. And then I've got my C, my D, my E, my F, and my G. So I have a total of 10. Yeah, look, it's going to pick up my hand. I have 10 on the 10 machine, and I have 3 on the Windows 11 machine. They're all internal. Um, I've got actually, I think I have 4. How many do I have on there? John, it's too early in the day and too early in the week for me to worry about this. I have a C drive, a D drive, an E drive, an F drive, and a G drive. Now, the F drive is that one USB flash drive that won't work anywhere except on Windows 11. So I plugged it and in case I ever need to move anything around, I got it. It's there. And the two machines are networked together. So, a long time ago, I had an administrator with 6 Linux rack-mounted workstations running Red Hat Enterprise. See, that's all Greek to me. You're going to mention something about the mess. Um, yeah, sure, Brian. Let's give Brian 500 points, shall we? There you go, 500 points. Congratulations. You are the proud owner of 500 points. Yeah, there's no sense really rambling on about the nieces. I mean, um, they moved in May 4th and didn't pay anything. I did discover this morning that I think they may have broke my stovetop, which is one of them glass, and I will pursue that. If it is, if it is indeed broken, like it looks like it is, then that will be pursued. Um, it's bad enough I got to repair the dryer because they failed to follow instructions on how to use the dryer. And I know dryers are simple to use, except mine had a unique little glitch to it. So, um, yeah, I'm kind of, it's just like the Lorna situation, okay? It is what it is. She left. She ain't coming back. She left all her stuff here. It's time to move on, you know? It's just time to move on. Time to get everything that needs to be done for that to happen legally done and move on. Looking through chat, Long Dog and Jeff are having a conversation about something that's way over my head. So we'll let that go. It looks like I am going to make it a half hour, which is really surprising, which is really interesting too, because thank you, Alice. I had someone ask me, why do you only do a 15-minute show? If you think you know the answer to that, put a one in chat. Morning, Wintermute. Oh, I'm sorry. Good afternoon, Wintermute. Wintermute is in one of the Carolinas. Yeah, I as soon as Halliburton went down last night, I texted my son and I texted Jake, the guy I play golf with, and I said, "Game's over." And my son basically texted back, "I agree, but maybe." Well, for the first half, they played a really good half, and then my golfing, "Oh no, no, we're gonna win, we're gonna win." Um, I mean, they played with emotion in the first half, and that's good. They just couldn't sustain it into the second half, primarily into the last half of the third quarter and into the fourth quarter. At one time during the fourth quarter, I believe it was, they were 2 of 11 shooting. So if they're all 2 pointers, that's giving up 18 points. You can't win basketball games that way. I see a lot of ones, and I see a five. All right. Halliburton is from this. Yeah, he went to Iowa State. And he originally was not drafted by the Pacers. I want to say he was drafted by, for some reason, Golden State sticking out of my mind. But I know it was a West Coast team, but I don't remember exactly which one. It wasn't the Lakers. It wasn't the Clippers. It might have been the Kings. Could have been either the Warriors or the Sacramento Kings, one or the other. I ain't really sure. But I'm glad he's here now. And I did read an article this morning, which, this is Monday, the day after the finals yesterday. They said the Pacers, even with Halliburton being hurt, are highly favored to win the championship next year. Well, come on, guys. The series just ended yesterday. There's so much that can change between now and next October, next March, May, and June. There's, I watch them win the championship next year. So, why do I do a 15-minute stream? One, just for me, like our good buddy in one of them M cities out there in California, Modesto would say, speaking for myself, I like to see how quick chat populates after the stream ends. I have experimented enough now that I can tell you 15 minutes to 19 minutes and about 30 seconds, it'll populate in about 10 minutes. 19 minutes and 31 seconds and above, you're looking at hours, if not the next day. Martin Hogg, I recently upgraded my wife's laptop from a 10 to an 11. The taskbar takes an extra 15 seconds to load after the desktop. No, I'm not a tech, and I never claimed to be a tech. Now, I did do some minor repairs on laptops back in the day in California and Las Vegas, and it was fun. I made some decent money on it, but tech stuff, no, I didn't get into that. But I wished I could help you, but I can't. I'm sorry. Ask that question tomorrow if Doug's back. I don't know when Doug's coming back. Keep my sanity. No, if I could get participation, and I had a joke about that. I was going to say precipitation, but everybody, never mind. I would go longer. I would actually carry the stream, have the stream go on a little bit longer. There are nights when we just sit there and stare at one another. There are nights when we can't get a word in edgewise on Zoom after it ends. And that's the kind of show I would like to see happen every night. And I get it can't. I understand. I fully 100% understand. My channel is not for everybody. My channel is different on so many levels. I don't teach. Even the Da Vinci stuff, I don't necessarily consider that cheat English. Yeah, you get my point. I would like to. In fact, I may have to do a thing coming up one of these days just to see, okay, at 15 minutes, I'm getting this amount of views and this amount of watch hours and this and this and this and this. And honestly, anymore, I don't care. It's just like subscribers. I'm winning the Doug Ken subscriber battle right now. Doug is winning the views battle and the watch hour battles, hands down. Brian said it's overtime. Wow, overtime. Yeah, we are 2 minutes into overtime. Let's look at chat one time. It's supposed to be they're supposed to have resolved something. Um, Somebody says they're buffering. Wait a minute. Intermittent Jeff. Jeff has got intermittent buffering, and we'll go to another Dougism. Got to be on your end. I haven't seen any on my monitoring screen. I haven't seen any on OBS. OBS shows no drop frames, and it's broadcasting at 7,100 kilobytes per second. Means absolutely nothing to me. It's a cool number to say, hey, everybody. Yeah, I have enough buffering. Yeah, I understand that too. All right, let's wrap this up. It is 33 minutes. So, Martin, congratulations. You're the winner. We went the full half hour. Um, Good deal. Let's see if this is going to work. Is this going to work?
Silk and satin and feel the night. Ooh, yeah. Glitter falling, golden light. Shine, shine. Every step a whispered tease. Moving slow like honeybees. Shimmy, shimmy, watch me glow. Oh, oh. Take it high and bring it low. Down, down. Velvet shine, I steal the show. Flow, flow.
That's all, folks.
I'm wondering why there were no names. I actually went in and made sure that was all set up the way it's supposed to be set up, and they didn't work. And Brian, specifically Brian, we're going to have double overtime today because I want to check something. So those of you that are still sticking around, and there were about 5 people that left instantly when the scroll started showing, and I don't get the chance to thank them, but if they watch this later or they watch another one, I will remember to thank them. And for everyone that has stuck around, thank you so much. But we're into double overtime now. I'm going to try something. I just need to know if you hear these come across YouTube.
Stupid is, stupid does, sir.
What is your major malfunction, numbnuts?
Hey, it's a tough crowd. Get no respect. Hey, tough crowd.
All right, so those are coming across. Unfortunately for me, they're still coming across in my earbuds as well. 3 days ago, when I played them, they were going out over YouTube, but they were not in my earbuds. I've got to figure out a way to get them back to where they go across YouTube, but I don't hear them here. And I'm really running out of ideas on how to do that. Not going to replay. You know what? I'm going to go check something though. But I'm not going to replay the outro because it might be actually a little too long. I've considered shrinking it down, but I haven't yet. That is interesting. Huh. I don't get it. Maybe that'll work tonight. I don't know. With that, at 37 minutes after the hour, let's call it a day. Thank you so much. Thank you everyone from YouTube for being here. I do appreciate it. I appreciate the fact that I know Doug is not here, and I know I'm no Doug Betts. I think he appreciates the fact that you support me when I support him, and vice versa. Let me get back to here. Brian Lightfoot, do you get rid of those other voices in my head? One of the voices is answering for me. Hold on. Thank you, Charlie. Thank you, Long Dog. The names weren't there, and I have to run the whole thing, unfortunately. I don't think. Give me 1 second. Well, let's go into triple overtime, shall we? We're in the sports mood today. Now this is a true Doug moment because none of this is practiced or scripted or written down or rehearsed or anything, as you can probably tell. Maybe that's why my show sucks. Maybe I should write some things down, write a script. No, I probably shouldn't do that because then my baby beast would crash and then we'd have all kind of problems and I could go over and go, well, let's see what this button does and instantly lose the stream. Yeah, this is, I'm not finding what I'm looking for. Not a shock. Not a shock at all. So Brian says name scrolling. Yeah, they weren't there, and they should have been there. I went and while it was actually going and ending, I went and looked at how that's set up, and everything's set up the way that it's supposed to be. Why would you want to monitor? Why would you not want to monitor what goes out? Oh, yeah, I always monitor my live streams, and it's not because I want to see my pretty face because I don't have a pretty face. Not because I want to hear my voice because I hate my voice. It's because I want to make sure that what's supposed to be going out is going out. I also want to make sure that even though I've got the world's best mods and I could not ask for better moderators than the moderators I have right now. I don't worry about if someone comes into my chat and puts anything that's inappropriate or silly or stupid or dumb or offensive or harassing or whatever, I don't even worry about it. 9 out of 10 times, no, 10 out of 10 times, I don't see it. What I see is message deleted by whoever. Message deleted by whoever. And then you have the option to view the message, and I see it, and I'm like, yep, that's good. And then I generally make an announcement right after that. In cases like that, just remove the person, hide the person, whatever it's called nowadays. I have no issues whatsoever with that. I've only actually corrected one moderator, and that's been many, many, many moons ago, who literally the minute I made a mod started hiding stuff, and that didn't go over well, and that person's no longer a mod. So it's just common sense. If it was your channel and you wouldn't allow it, that's basically how I look at it. We all know I try to keep this family friendly. We do a pretty good job of that. Mods, good job. Keep it up. Long dog. I can actually subtract the audio. I can put, when Zoom is running, I can put Zoom on a separate audio system. I can hear whatever else in here, and Zoom will be coming over on the other system, which is a monitor, because Zoom has its own audio controls running through the system right now. But if someone was in Zoom, I could demonstrate that, but I can't because nobody's here. Join one of your other. That was suggested, as well as to plug in my headphones into the Yeti and use that. I don't know. I haven't experimented or tested that yet. I'm kind of stubborn and set in my ways at this wonderful old age of 66 that, doggone it, it worked 3 days ago. What changed and why is it not working now? If it worked before, it's got to work now. Oh, I know. It was a Microsoft update. Getting my plug for that. So 41, can we make it another 19 minutes? Is there anything we can talk about for 19 minutes? Well, okay. All right, Martin. I will demonstrate why that can't happen. Okay. You probably will hear echoing. You probably will hear echoing. I hear echoing. I hear echoing. But I now we're gonna right, there's an echo. Now if we test why we're doing this, I'll do the shortest one. It's 3 seconds in length.
Hey, tough crowd. Get no respect. Hey, tough crowd.
So that won't solve the problem. I still heard it in my ear first, and then as you heard it through the other one several times because it was echoing. So I don't know. It's again, like I said, 3 days ago it worked just fine, and I don't know what happened. We're having possible his we are having the possibility of witnessing history for those that are watching the subject. I suspected this was going to happening. Yeah, there's a lot going on. I mean, me going for 43 minutes. I watch the news. I keep up with the world. I'm not completely not connected as many of you may think I am. I just keep a lot of stuff to myself. And with that, I got 44 and 7 seconds. Yeah, overtime there. We're into quadruple overtime. We're into the football rules where now they're going to start putting the cheerleaders in to score because we've exhausted all the football players. And with the NFL and collegiate football rules, you got such silly rules that each team has to have an opportunity, and then you got to get snow cones in between the overtimes, and you got 32 seconds. You know what I need to have? Oh, I can't have that because never mind. I was going to say I need to have a stop button on my Stream Deck. I absolutely enjoy this Stream Deck because all I got to do push a button.